Alright, I'm just about to get started for my round 4 war match. I am the Elkspeaks of Team Air, and I'm playing against Malignant of Team Water. And this is the deck I'm going to be playing. You'll see that it is an Adrenostaph's deck with Elite Queen. This is anything that if you've followed me, you've probably seen before. There's some slight tweaks this time, but generally it's the same thing. Whoops. And that's what happens when you mouse over advertisements by mistake. And that is 3 water pens and a water pillar. I have the whole combo handy. Which is a good start. Just need to get some Quana going and we should be good to go. And we each pass a turn, which gives me the chance to get my first staff out. And there comes a bone wall. That's not the greatest thing for me, but there are some potential worries in this deck, but I think overall I've got a decent chance. I'm going to be worried about cards like Plague and things like that. And there comes a Chrysora. Now I've got 3 life coming on the next round, so I can actually go ahead and do that. Means I will still get the adrenaline for the next time. And there goes Squid. So the nice thing here that my adrenaline is sort of a soft counter to the bone wall that I've seen come down. That poison's going to start ticking. I can get an Elite Queen out though. So it looks like right here I'm going to play my queens, but I'm also going to get them frozen, which means that I'm going to be relying on my staffs for my damage. which is fine. Really, he spends his first freeze on that. He spends his freeze on the staff that's just going to turn around and get unfrozen instead of on the queen. Which means that I now get a Firefly out. Yes, that's nice. I will actually hold on to that for this turn, just in case there's any plague or anything coming out. I'm worried there might be a plague sitting in there somewhere. Whoa, that was interesting. Suddenly 2 Novas and a D flag. That was not expected. However, I'm just going to play a second staff up there. And there comes an arsenic. And a 3rd bone wall. Which is interesting. I would consider blowing up the arsenic, but I probably don't need to. This feels like a pretty good position for me. But something like Plague would still make this really bad, and I'm wondering what they have in their off-element cards. The fact that they've tossed out 2 Novas already suggests something. That's a 2nd squid. I might go ahead and actually adren the FFQ. After all, I feel like with these extra adrens in my hand, it's probably useful. I'm dealing 32 per turn. Right now, in the absence of shield. Freezing the Firefly and 32 right now in the absence of a shield. Well, I'll just keep playing it safe. I can consider adrening the Queen on the next turn to go for lethal if the situation so applies. Would make sense with the Octopus as an off-element card powered by the Nova. That would be bizarre. A sundial? Alright. Actually, no, I'm ending that sundial, I think. See, I'm dealing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Would not be enough to hit through the sundial. So I'm not going to bother. I wonder what else he has. Plays a second sundial, which is kind of annoying. Thing is that his deck is really only great at sustain damage, which I'm pretty well built to deal with. With 3 squids out, he can really slow down my damage, which is annoying. He can't stop himself from taking at least 8 every turn. I don't think. Another water penned pillar. No, dial. That is potentially a problem for you. But okay, let me count this out now. I would deal 8, 9, and 12. 8, 9, and 12 is enough. And that is game 1. GG, we won it. So that will be a 1-0 lead for Team Air in this matchup. And we'll see what the next game has in store. Oh, and we will actually have the traditional time when both players talk with their teams, and we'll see. Alright. And looks ready. I like my general status in this matchup. 10, 19, I saw 22 of the 30 cards of his deck the first time around. And I didn't see anything that can actually stop this deck if I get a good enough draw. So that's the good signs. This time I see a Nova and a Chryso. Okay, so I need some staffs and some flying weapons, or we've got some minor problems. And down comes the early Arsenic. That's not really a great sign against two Chrysos. I'll get a turn 4 Queen out and try to run with that, but and there's the staff. That is gorgeous. And I'll play a turn 6 Queen then, which is fine. I don't need the Queen damage to come out super early. Haven't seen anything that scares me too much from this deck yet, so. I'm gonna do early dials, that's interesting. Need more staffs than FWs because I'm into a decent amount of damage already. That's one dial burned, though, which is important to remember. I think his strongest play is actually... Oh, he can't the queen. He doesn't have the quanta. So that second flying weapon draw puts me in an amazing position. I just need to basically get one more staff into my hand, and that is going to be useful. Unless there's suddenly some CC coming out of this deck, which would be kind of scary. But I think we're okay from here. Like, I've mostly stabilized this board. He does decide to stop the queen that turn, but there comes out the next staff. So this is really looking good now. The one fly should be enough for me to start playing D-flags as they come. And we'll see what happens. Then comes some more quanta for him. Which, you know, is definitely helping him, but... Oh, he's freezing the fly. And there comes my second queen. And there we go. He basically needs sundials to prevent an immediate win on every consecutive turn, or more bone walls. So I've got 16. Yeah, I've got 24 damage on the board already. Plus I have adrenalines in hand. And he decides to stop one queen like that, but that is going to be too slow. That's game 2. GG. So, I've seen enough to know that this matchup is pretty favorable, and I just need to actually draw my key cards, and I should win this. Unless there's something that I haven't seen. The Alquana starting hand? I mean, that's a little bit dubious, but we should be okay. Two Novas and an Arsenic early. That's annoying, but oh my gosh, turn 2 Queen that means. That's really useful for me. Turn 2 Queen will get me at least one fly on the board. Means I'll eventually get to play my fire cards if I draw them. Also means you're going to have very tight quanta trying to keep me locked down. It looks like we might have a disconnect here. Unfortunately, we have a desync. So, as per usual Elements rules, when there's a desync, you play the match out on both sides. If both players beat AI, then the match is replayed. If only one of the two players successfully beats the AI, that player wins. Just need some flying weapons now. And not getting them, which is annoying. But he does not have cards he needs. So, I'm going to take my chances here. I'm going to play a staff. This is not really a great situation for me. I'm going to play a staff to start some healing up. Then I could adrenaline one or both queens, but I don't think I will. That's kind of frustrating. Yes, that is the card I needed. The 20 healing from that every turn should be enough for me to stabilize. taking a little more than that every turn in damage. I am going to deflag the arsenic, just to make sure no funny business happens. Because I'm a little concerned there. That's enough for me to consider playing another stuff. And the fact that he's freezing that, he's got 4 Chrysos on the board, which means that that is going to be really obnoxious. But he can't keep playing Bone Walls and stopping my queens at the same time. And I'm getting word that Malignant did not successfully defeat the AI on my side. Which means that as long as I can close this out, we'll have a 3-0 match win. I just need to close this out. And let's see, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage, which is a win. So I'll take my screenshot. And that will be the end of the game and the end of the match. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next week. The end of this week, the result is 3 for the Elk Speaks of Team Air, and 0 for Malignant of Team Water. Thanks guys.